My name is Duddy, set up builds and stuff. Today I've got a Winter's Wrath Stasis Warlock build. This build is getting triple buffed. These exotics and the super Ballidorse Wrathweavers are about to become meta. Trust me, these are going to be absolutely huge. Massive stasis damage and shatter damage incoming, and this could be finally its time to shine. The Ballidorse Wrathweavers, Hearts of Ice is the exotic trait. Targets frozen by your Winter's Wrath super take increased shatter damage. Allies in range of your Winter's Wrath Shockwave and Frost Pulse gain Frost Armor and deal increased damage to stasis weapons. Granting these buffs to allies grants you a very small amount of super energy. We'll take a look exactly what to do right now. So whenever you put your rift down, as long as you got Frost Pulse, you'll see there I will get the maximum Frost Armor stack ×8, and I'll also get a stasis weapon boost ×2. I'm in a healing rift. You can stack that with an empowering rift, but a 17% stasis weapon boost whenever you put your rift down, as long as you got Frost Pulse on. And then once you use your Winter's Wrath, any allies in the area of your actual pulse, on top of that, you're also going to get increased shatter damage. All allies inside of that radius will get Frost Armor and a ×4 weapon boost, which is 25%. Now, as long as you pair it with Frost Pulse, I quite like Frost Pulse anyway. Casting your rift generates a shockwave that freezes nearby targets. Really good aspect. Pair that up with Bleak Watcher to hold and consume your grenade to turn it into a stasis turret. I find these two aspects the best for this build. Now, in order to get your ×8 Frost Armor, you must be running Whisper of Rime, and so must your teammates. If your teammates don't have Whisper of Rime on, they will only get a Frost Armor stack of 5, and so will you. So as long as you run it, you'll get a ×8, or if your teammates run it. But this is where this gets really interesting, because Ballidorse Wrathweavers are getting another buff. They're going to increase the shatter damage up to 150% from 100%. And then last season they actually got buffed, but the buff wasn't working. So last episode, sorry, I don't get confused with these episodes, but last episode they actually got another buff, and that buff wasn't working. So they're going to fix that. At the bottom there, they said to fix that bug. So they're technically getting 2 buffs now. The buff that they got last season's getting fixed, and on top of that, we're actually getting a buff to roaming supers. And guess what? Winter's Wrath is on there as well. So 3 buffs technically. So we're getting the buff to roaming supers, including Winter's Wrath. We're getting the buff to the increased shatter damage, and they're going to fix the buff that they put in last season. It was too inconsistent. So there's your 3 buffs. Absolutely massive, and I quite like these exotics. So for the first part of the video, I just want to show you the damage increase and some of the stasis weapons that you can pair with this at distance or up close. At distance first, put your rift down, get that ×8 Frost Armor, ×2 weapon boost 17%. Again, you can stack that in an empowering rift as well for extra damage. And the stasis weapons can cause absolute carnage. Things like critical anomaly, stasis snipers, there's plenty in the game. Cold Comfort with explosive light, all extra damage from the perks as well, that stack with the stasis weapon boosts that you get from the exotic. Weapons like explosive light, surrounded, things like that, snipers, and you can really tell the difference, especially this season. We've got a lot of stasis burn going on as well, but I really like Cold Comfort. You've got stasis grenade launchers in the game as well. There's literally loads of stasis weapons we can use, but just getting extra damage on something like Cold Comfort with explosive light on there, and you're going to get even more damage from this super as well next season. Don't forget, as we've already mentioned, and not to mention the unstoppable overload capabilities of stasis on top of everything we've already talked about. It's going to be absolutely huge, and it does actually turn yourself into quite a good ad clearer in certain activities, especially this GM in the middle room. You can literally kill the entire room with the super right now. So when these buffs come in, it's going to be absolutely huge. And the actual support play of this build is also really good. You're going to be giving your teammates a ×5 or ×8 Frost Armor stack, depending on if they're running with Whisper of Rime or not. All that stasis damage boost going on, plus the triple buffs coming in next season. This could be absolutely disgusting. Loads and loads of stasis weapons we could actually like sort of compare or even try out. I'm not going to go through every single stasis weapon, but there's loads of them. Things like Aegers, weapons with surrounded, things like that could be absolutely fantastic. And right now I quite enjoy the whole loop of this as well, just being able to put your rift down like so, get your 3 rockets off from your cold comfort or your 4, and then literally pop your super straight after that. So I've already had a ×2 weapon boost from the rift. I'm going to go around, clear some ads out, and then by the time I've finished out my super, I'll come out and I'll also have a ×4 weapon boost. So you can actually, right now, very, very easily use this in endgame activities. I quite like it. I run it on and off all season. I did a video on it last season, and that frost pulse is just absolutely brilliant for like total ad control. If you know where ads are spawning, especially in this week's GM, the spawn, you know where they're going to spawn. Quickly go over my aspect. Frost pulse, Blake Watcher, we've already touched on that. I really like to run the cold snap grenade because sometimes I don't always charge it up. I just like to instantly release that. Fragments are super important. Whisper of Refraction, defeating slowdown frozen combatants grants you class ability energy. The more class ability energy you get, the more frost armor and stasis weapon boost you're going to get, so it works perfectly. Whisper of Fissures, increase the damage in the size and the burst of stasis when you destroy a stasis crystal or defeat a frozen target. This with the incoming shatter buffs is going to be absolutely crazy. Now the next one is quite important for your stasis turrets. Whisper of Durance, slur that you apply to targets lasts longer for those abilities that linger. This improves your stasis turrets. This gives you an extra 10 seconds I believe on your stasis turrets, so it's absolutely crucial. And then Whisper of Rime again, which we've touched on. This will give you your ×8, and again if your teammates are running that, you'll also be able to give your teammates a ×8 frost armor, and it's quite noticeable getting that extra 36% damage reduction. And again, just a little loop of play, like for this example here, you're going to be giving all your teammates frost armor, stasis weapon boosts, so you can even use it in some set of DPS situations, giving them a bit of extra resilience, boosting all their stasis weapons. A couple of other weapons just to quickly mention. The brand new seasonal grenade launcher is really, really good with this setup as well. Obviously that's stasis. Chill inhibitor, bait and switch. I haven't got the absolute god roll, but even things like surrounded, SMGs, all these extra damage with your stasis weapon boost, don't forget. So you can literally like take advantage of loads of weapons with like extra perks on there as well to get even more damage. The Allophenium feels really, really nice as well, especially with Frost Pulse. Getting that ×4 or ×2 straight off the bat and just clears ads so nice. It just feels really, really nice. Like this for example, a couple of ads spawning or just one, I just did it for an example. Rift down, freeze, smash, extra bit of damage, ×2 weapon boost on the Allophenium is crazy. And again, you know where they're spawning, get your Frost Pulse down, get your grenade launcher out, smash them to bits and they've all gone. And don't forget, we're going to be getting extra shatter damage. And again, just a quick example of the stasis weapon boost that you're going to get. I'm actually running the chill inhibitor, and ×2, ×4 weapon boost there is just unfair really, but there you go. Obviously we've got seasonal artifact perks like Hail the Storm. These are all going to be around for a long time. Brain Freeze, so I really honestly believe this exotic and this particular build with all the buffs incoming will be absolutely meta for Warlocks. Really, really good. Now very importantly, the Ballidorse boosts don't actually stack with stasis weapon surges, but I've always found this as a positive because you don't have to run stasis weapon surges. You can take advantage of things like stacks on stacks, for example, where you pick up an orb and you're going to get 2 armor charges. Harmonic Scavengers reduces grenade cooldown when you pick up an orb of power. You can take advantage of things like that. So to boost your Blake Watcher turret out, grenade kickstart, obviously with stacks on stacks, you're going to have loads of armor charges to get increased grenade energy back from grenade kickstart. And then while your turret's tapping away, what also I like to run is bolstering detonation, and all them little ticks that you get from your stasis turret is going to feed you class ability energy, which refreshes that cycle of getting your stasis weapon boost and your frost armor stacks. Build card from a friend over on Twitter, Mr. Slayer God. My bad on this one. Whisper of Conduction is actually on there. It's not meant to be. It's Whisper of Durance, as we've talked about. So it's not really a biggie. Just change that out for Whisper of Durance. But that's the video. Let me know what you think. I'll leave a dim link in the video description too with the correct fragment on. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.